Saddle on up, partner. It's scry time. Hi, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on and have a seat for surreal story or symbolic support today. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you returning, welcome home. We are going to choose a muse submitted by you, the influencers. We'll drop some ink, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle. And where Mr. Ghosty here is kicking, we have Ghost Tube, as you've heard, for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient auric adventures. So overall, please do receive a release freely. Before we dive in, thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. All right, let's go. First things first, let's pick our muse, who will be our portal to perceive and receive in. And if you'd like to become an influencer, you can head to iscry.ca. We heading west? Cottage Witch. All right. Thank you to whomever submitted Cottage Witch. Let us scry on. Which is funny because actually the cards that I set out are a bit witchy. That's cool. That's fun. All right. You know the drill as well. You can fast forward through 2x speed if any of this is slow for you, but it's all part of the process. So we're here for it. We're here for it. What is this? Okay. All right. I hope you are doing well. Thank you to all those who like, share, and subscribe, become members of the Secret or Secreter Society. Truly, I'm so grateful for your guys' support, and it means a lot, and it helps keep the ink flowing and intuition growing together. As well, always feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel as your expressions do expand the iScry experience, and it's like we all get to become readers together. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We are a curious collective here, and I love it. Okay, one more, and get ready. Cottage Witch. Just a reminder, we're here to create a portal to perceive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. Insert words. Apparently I can't talk right now. Are you enjoying the silence? Or is it weird? Just breathe. It's okay. Even if you're seeing insights as it's being written, said muse, please feel well to comment such. Almost ready, ready. Yes, members, and if you are part of the Secreter Society, members we'll flip it. We'll go to the extended, and we'll flip it. Flip it real good. All right, when you're ready, if you're opening up with me, taking a nice deep breath.
Jose.
Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of our muse, Cottage Witch, for anyone here at any time, may we all meet a message with meaning. Ooh, okay. You know the drill. If you take a screenshot to scry in your own time, personal use only.
Open.
We are open. Something's drawing me in right here. Are you ready? There's a conversation.
Please come back.
And if you note these conversations, if this is 1 and 2, 1 is connected from the back of the head. Could be, okay, it's like dark matter. So it's like 1 might be connected to a void. That's not to imply a taking, a shadow, a negative. It is a void of creation, and there is a digestive system going on in here. If you can see that digestive system, and it is giving life to something like seeds of sorts, like stars in the sky as seeds. And it will be given to these energies down here that are of creation. So this is not negative. Just in case there is an immediate association, the way I'm feeling, but insert yourself, I, you, we, me. This energy here is connected at the hips, which is connected to this other person. So there's like a hip connection. Yeah. Okay. And there's another energy, void, possibly more masculine. This one, possibly more feminine, because I'm seeing with a certain hairdo. But there's a like a, let me think about this. There's a thinking. There's a guardian angel around, a small g guardian angel. Okay, this message might be for 1. Thank you for holding space if it is. There is a child in spirit that has since passed, and they are a small guardian angel. And they're only small in the fact that they have crossed over, come into form, their form. While they're incarnate, they were actually a guide. And they are in their process of becoming a spirit guide, a birth guide, a helper guide, a healer guide, some form of guide. So if you had a child that has passed or somebody very close to you that you would insert into a smaller age or a younger age, please know that they are a guide. That's really lovely. They are a guide. They are supported by a very large guide. So it's like a guide with a guide with a guide, but it's a creature and energy that if you didn't know it could be very scary. I'm seeing it like a, it's interesting because I'm seeing it like a,
I can hear you.
It's a certain kind of flower, but it's almost like this flower has growls. So again, it's like this, make no mistake though, I'm a beautiful flower that I can defend or will, like Venus flytrappy. Venus
Aquarius.
Aquarius. I'm diving in right to this spot in here, and if I can bring it up to you without nauseating, right in here. Oh, I lost it because I'm looking through the, there it is. Okay. So right in here, there is a face coming out. There's a peeking in, right there in that negative space right there. There's the nose, there's the chin, and I'm talking to something else. Oh, the guardian angel's being tickled. Tickle, 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 tickle. It's also being taught by part of this void of creation. This is an aspect of that. So which is really interesting is this void and this feminine energy, they are coalescing over here. And depending on which face I see and look at, over here it's feminine, over here it's masculine, because they are of one in this space. Under the arm of the wing, under the underarm of the wing, or it was bringing me into under armor. And then it's like the feeling of being like a duck or a bird and having all these feathers and being able to go under the water or be in the winter, and the way they can keep warm or whatever their armor is. It does, again, I feel like I'm in the angelic realm over there. Should that mean anything to you? Oh, there's a space man here. Just as I was hearing that song. Space man, oh space. Is that even the words? Come rescue me. I don't know. Okay, so there's a spaceman in here. I'm orbiting in space. So this
Donate.
cottage witch, thank you if you do decide to donate. Links are below. There's a connectivity to also a very specific shape formation. I'm counting. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 sides to it, but it's not an octagon. That deck, I don't have it, but I think it's called the Citadel deck. Something about that. It's like a cottage witch grid or aura, has Citadel kind of air. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't really know what Citadel means, to be honest with
Clown.
you. Like, in a way that I would, be really confident. But I feel like it's an air of respect of one's work. It's like an aura around what a cottage witch, what kind of work one might do. I got to go back to the spaceman for a second because he's quite curious and they're pointing to something just over here. So if you see something over here, you might understand exactly what the spaceman is pointing to. There's a beach ball volleyball game going on with elements. Something's being tossed around kind of like a hot potato.
Pray.
But hot potato feels like you don't want to be left with it. You want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. So that's not really reflective of how I'm feeling. It's more of the beach ball volleyball. Something is light and playful, but the spaceman is watching. And then it's bringing me into David Bowie. Is it Ziggy Stardust? And something about his song 5 Years. I'll link it below if I remember, or just in general, if you like David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, and maybe even Starman. I have the Starman Tarot here. Interesting. Maybe I'll bring it in.
Missing.
And 5 years. 5 years. And that might be really maybe you have a 5-year plan. You're reflecting over the last 5 years. I'm seeing now a dog that's looking back as well. There's a dog here. The dog's chest breast is being scratched. And as it's being scratched, it's able to look back.
Go.
Eight of Swords in the Starman Tarot here. This is that 5-year feel. There's so much going on around this energy that appears to the naked eye closed off. That is protective. And there's a reason why one might see that. It's kind of like this feel of walking up to somebody in the spirit of their cottage witch muse. And whatever work they're doing isn't seen by everybody, and that's protective. They also might be a homebody, if you resonate with cottage witch feel. Maybe a homebody, and the work is very internal, and it's been 5 years, and or to the next 5 years, because it really is an and or. It's like turning the page. Like there's 2 pages, but they're 1 page. The and the or. So as soon as I turn the page on this, say from 5 years past, 5 years to go, 5-year plan, as soon as I flip it, it creates that again. Okay, hopefully that made sense somewhere. So there's like this mode of protection where it can't be bothered. And I don't mean that in a snooty way, like, oh, I can't be bothered. No, this is like not bothered. Little me, big me. Something about the tomb as well. Nesting dolls.
Play with me.
Well, I kind of get the feeling like that's the feeling, like, come out and play, come out and play. And it's like, but I'm, like a vampire and I'm resting and it's daylight. There's just the example. There's conditions. I'm not actually in a state of constraint. There's something purposeful about, okay, misleading or simply not saying anything. Okay, so misleading makes me feel like I step into the same five years, five before five. When I just stay silent, like the vault, I can't be bothered by energies that want stuff from me. Maybe it's, clearing up friend zones or family members or people at work, apply whatever channel it might resonate in: personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. And you're like a vault. And this isn't to say that you're closed off if you're resonating here, though I might be accusé of such.
Hold.
But it's because they're not getting what they want from me. Okay, so I just zipped out. I followed back through that digestive system.
I come and go.
And I'm in this space here. And I want to plop this tomb in here. Something about a magic trick as well. Like if I was to see all these swords going through and you're watching a magic show and it's like, oh my goodness, how are they not getting, sorted? The person inside trusts the magician. And that makes me feel like I might be the assistant here, the human aspect in the magician's assistant. But the magician is like my higher self or my guide. Trust. Be, sawing the lady in half. Trust. The tricks and the tips. The prince of, there's the magician. Trust. It's like this is the show that's going on. He's like, and look what I've done. We can see something sawed in half. We can see now how it's done. And that's in the Cave of Winds. This is the Cave of Ice. Somebody tried to drag me somewhere, I feel like. Like, come with me. There's a dog laying down with a collar on it. How do I want to step into that rabbit hole? Okay, so one rabbit hole is, it's a guard dog that rests. There's something about this collar that's really bothering me.
Guide.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go down two rabbit holes here. One, this color that's bothering me is that it's been placed upon me by someone or something else. And I'm in the show Game of Thrones. And I think like one of the towns she goes to or whatnot. And all the slaves have the collars on them. There's a submissive feel. The other rabbit hole, thank you, is like having a dog that will rest. Not so much like an emotional therapy dog, though, of course, But, sorry, back to the first story. It's like dogs will be loyal to a fault even if they are abused. Because of what they're here to help guide, they can, if they choose to go through certain conditions with somebody to help teach, lean, guide. Loyal to a fault sometimes. Back to the other rabbit hole. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but sorry, not sorry. It's the way it rolls. Is like having a guide dog if you feel blind in some areas, so we can trust that if our dog or spirit animal, whatever you might be working with, trusts where they gravitate to, and if you're not going to see something or hear something, they will guide you around it. Like, again, I'm seeing it just like a guide dog for somebody who's blind. and will tell you, and we'll go and get help, and we'll reach out and bring in other elements, possibly other spirit animals as well, because there's a duck head. Okay, so it's not just a duck head, it's an actual duck in here. If a duck symbol means anything to you, like quack, quack, duck. King of Wands is coming in the Cave of Hearth Fires. There's a freedom here coming from that Eight of Swords as well. Okay, I want to note, do you see, if we follow all that to these embryos, and we were following that to this space. Sometimes it might feel encasing. Spaceman again. Somebody of you might really resonate with. Somehow Cottage Witch feels very grounding to me, very earthly. I don't actually know. I don't know what Cottage Witch references other than what my imagination immediately associates. But yet somehow I feel like a Cottage Witch has something to do with the cosmos. And I wrote down the word chains as well. Nine of Pentacles in the Cave of Rivers. This is that freedom feel. I feel like I go from this to this. Very balanced masculine and feminine energies. So it's awesome. It's like this is the conversation between all the aspects. And it's like I realized it was all a magic trick. Like it's almost like I want to say I was like trusting the plan. Trusting the plan. Oh, I see you. This is turning into I actually saw it on the other side, a large tree. So it's like you have a tree around you that is very cognizant and sentient of you. Oh, I like this feeling. There's also a Tasmanian devil right here. This Tasmanian devil is in a diaper. Something about one golf club. It's like mini putt almost. Mini putt. And something about stormtroopers, emotional stormtroopers. Is there something going on? Is that maybe the protectiveness here from emotional or it's not so much excitement and get excited. It's there's excitement around that wants to get at me and get me excited about what they're excited about, but I'm not actually excited about that because I'll be honest with you, it doesn't feel great. Feels like it's in that manipulation space, like emotional manipulation. What did I say before? Like with the magic trick, I'm already too liminal, so now I don't remember. There's like another term I used where I can't remember, but I believe it started with an M. And this is what that feels like. It feels like emotional stormtroopers that want to manipulate me. But you're protected from that, and you've been building that like a tomb. Cave of Earth, Justice. And look at that balance. Not only the heart and the brain, but the masculine and the feminines within, and the layers beyond that. It's like the masculine aspect has, in and of itself, feminine and masculine within it. The mature masculine, the mature feminine, and a child, the innocence. And then likewise, the feminine has its own masculine, feminine, inner child. There's very trifecta feel here. And that brings me back to the citadel feel. I really got to write down
what
that
is
word,
happening?
so I don't know. But we're here for it. We're here for it. Okay, let's add on an oracle card or two, and then I will head over to the extended if you are joining us, but no pressure. Just an open opportunity to support and give and get gifts every few days of extended videos. And thank you as well for your patience as I'm moving the store from Buy Me a Coffee to my website. So please bear with me as that's happening. And if anyone has open orders from scroll sets when they were on Buy Me a Coffee, please know they will be fulfilled. Everything's good. Just moving things over. Gotta rearrange every so often. Okay, so let's dig into this. Oh my goodness. Okay, relax. We have here Bermuda Triangle, Ooh, and also what came through is war. This feels like that emotional stormtrooper feel. And even the Tasmanian devil's like, what? And a Tasmanian devil's very excitable energy, right? Like they come in like little tornadoes. I'm
Sun.
talking about the Tasmanian devil from the cartoon. I don't know what real Tasmanian devils do. And that comes in with the justice. And also, if I may, with this Bermuda Triangle, is that spaceman feel. I don't know what that spaceman thing is, but it's real. It's like an observation that's way, way, way up in the sky. Last but not least, Ogopogo. Look at those emotional hoops is how I'm reading that card. Okay, so
Please come back.
emotional intelligence and intuitive intelligence. Specifically in this realm right here, the water. The water. Which kind of brings me back to the beginning of the cottage, which so I feel very grounded. There's this moat. Yeah. And also, before I head over to the extended, I know, so many lies. There's this feeling of the moat serves kind of like that sleeping dog. Yep. Kind of like the sleeping dog. There's a woman with hair that's blowing. It's off to the side and it's blowing off to the side. I kind of feel like this is if you want to plop yourself into the cottage witch archetype energy, and I am touching this tree. I am touching the tree. Okay, I'm really heading over now to the extended. White magic is on the bottom and will be our bridge card, and I will see you there. If not, till next time. So much love.